Hello, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's taking me so long. Not that late, just a couple minutes late. I'm just having some major allergies. I'm allergic to bears. I'm allergic to the bears right now. But in all seriousness, I'm gonna try and get through this live stream without sneezing all over the microphone or being all, but you can see my eyes are getting destroyed. Just having some little bit of allergies today, but we're gonna get through this live stream, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. You know, we are not here to tell you what to do, tell you what to buy. We are just here to encourage you to stay strong on the mission of being bullish crypto and knowing that this technology and the use case of crypto will be getting stronger over the years. And so right now, this normal volatility, if you're not able to withstand it, even just for the 4 or 5 years that you've been in crypto, then you're not getting the big picture. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to calm you and we're going to show you some easy charts to look at, like one of these charts here. Let's show you. So Richard Hart wanted to remind us, said Bitcoin, just chill. This is totally normal. This is totally normal. So you can see here in about 20, this was just over the past couple of years. We had a 32% drawdown in 2024. We had a 31% drawdown from the ETF top going down. And then out of the ETF, we actually had, and this was actually the ETF drop, I think, right here. And then we had a pump going up into this 100K and then 105K. Then we drew down 31%. And now from this 126,000 top, we have drawn down about 25%. So you can see it here. We'll pull it up. You can see this was a nice wick, and we talked about it yesterday. We were saying how, you know, I wouldn't take it off the table that we could go a little lower and we can try and scoop a little bit of the liquidity down here at 93, 94. We also had this this line right here. This is kind of the line in the sand here. A lot of liquidity could be sitting at 91,000 to scoop up a little bit more lows. And it looks like with the RSI, if you're looking at the RSI, it looks like we could go even just a little bit lower. So I would say, you know, it's not looking too good. But this is just for the short term. If you're looking at the short term, then you are very much worried. I get it. But how I'm seeing it, instead of going downward, we want to pull it up and we want to look at Bitcoin from the wicks where we've seen 119% from these bottoms, like 49,000. Then from this wick 73, we saw a 65% move to the upside. And hopefully from this particular bottom that we'll see, who knows how far it will go. Maybe it'll go to 90K, but I think that we could get a nice push up to that $150,000 level. But I think a conservative case would be that we get 135,000 before the end of the year. You would think I am insane for saying this, but I am just I'm still bullish. Even though there's so much bearishness out there right now, I am pretty bullish. Excuse me. But like I said, I think I am allergic. I'm allergic to the bears right now. Woo. But we're gonna get through it. Hope you guys are doing well. So yeah, crypto bulls get fully wrecked as Ethereum, XRP fall harder than Bitcoin. So topic of discussion today is that we have XRP has had a spot ETF unveiling. And so this is what we were talking about, that with these ETFs, a lot of the times it all correlates really well with the markets getting a bottom or a dip for these institutions to be able to load up as much Solana, XRP, ETH, Bitcoin, all this stuff that's basically servicing the ETFs and the inflows and outflows. I think this is going to be the nature of going into the next quarter of next year. So because next year is where we're going to hopefully see the rates are going to, we'll see how the rates are going to look if we're going to get the December cut. We have a poly market right now getting really close to there's no change, has gone up a lot. It was a lot lower than 46%, but now we're starting to see the 25 basis points cut decrease at 53 and now no change at 46. So now it's getting very close to almost a 50-50 chance of a rate cut or no rate cut. So I think that with at this point we just need to get into next year. I think this year's just been a shit show, and we got to get into next year to start to see the unraveling of all of what has basically been had. This is kind of just like a test sideline year, rug year. I think for ever since January, it's just been a kind of a nightmare. And then you see things like, all of this stuff over the past year. We weren't buying XRP, we weren't buying Zcash. No one was buying Dash or Monero or Zcash or any of these things. Maybe you were buying a little bit of hype. Maybe you were buying a little bit of XRP, but mostly we were buying all the other stuff. Let's be honest. That's why a lot of people are upset. That's why a lot of people are mad. It was a mass capitulation happening right now. In a lot of ways, and also a lot of anger, because we could have just been buying Zcash at the absolute bottom, be up 1,400%, but instead we're just buying absolute garbage. So, and not even holding any Bitcoin. So that is a lot of the market right now. That's why people are very upset and they think it's absolutely over. But I get it. But what we're going to show you is a chart of gold. We have this this is the gold ETF, the SPDR Gold Shares GLD gold ETF. It launched in 2005. Now gold, this particular gold ETF, or gold ETFs in general, had been one of the best performing ETFs in the world, and it showed alongside with gold's growth. If you look at gold on a 6-month chart, you can see that once gold received the ETF in 2005, you could see that the volatility along with it. You can see right here at this point, 2005, gold was kind of going sideways all the way from the 80s, going all the way to this point, going into the 2000s bubble. And then once it got into 2005, it got that ETF, then it went up and it saw growth from 2005. So basically from the launch of the ETF from 2005 going to 2012, gold saw growth of 355%. So, and then if you were to go from that point of the ETF right here in 2004, 2005, and you go all the way to where gold is sitting at now, then that is a 923% growth over, let's see, from that 2004, 2005 going to here. So then that is over a 15-year period, 20-year period of growth, but with the help of the ETF. But it still had its volatility. It still had inflows and outflows like we're seeing with Bitcoin, with ETH. Like for instance, yesterday on the 13th, we saw almost $1 billion outflow out of the Bitcoin ETFs. And then with Ethereum, we saw over the past 3 days, we've seen over $500 to $600 million in outflows. And then with Solana, interesting enough, we've just been seeing some buying, but I think they are gearing up, especially with Solana being where at the price point it is right now. You can see that they're just gearing up to scoop up these alts, especially the ones that are going to have ETFs. Like we have like HBAR and Crow and Algorand, Stellar Lumens, XRP, Litecoin. All of these are going to have ETFs. And there's going to be some that are also basket ETFs that Grayscale is doing. So really, you just have to think about this long term and accumulate spot right now. No leverage trading, no trying to time and trying to beat the algorithms and the Binance sandworms. It's going to be impossible. So no leverage trading right now. And just spot. Just like focus on what your spot bags are and see what is at massive lows. Because look, Bitcoin being, at $96,000 right now, you bet your butt all your coins are going to be at some really good discount prices right now. So, even though it's funny, like the Big Short Burry rage quits market liquidates the hedge fund. So I'm sure you guys were seeing this around. So Michael Burry was the famous shorter that spurred Christian Bale actually playing him in a movie, The Big Short. And so he actually closed down his hedge fund, and you can see here, this is kind of like the short Bloomberg Intelligence take on it. Shows how bears win battles, but bulls win the war. Because bears, it's very much like a quick battle, and then they have their time to shine. But eventually, because we've seen the growth rate of the charts of S&P 500, anytime we've had these, chaos moments, we've always seen a recovery, and then it eventually breaks the next into the all-time highs. As opposed just the market as a whole, because nothing ever has gone completely into the ground and have never recovered. So arguably a top signal that this market broke him echoes Ted Aronson closing his value fund in similar existential crisis manner just prior to 2022 value comeback. Says no one knows the future, even people who get portrayed by Christian Bale in a movie, which may be the coolest thing that can happen to someone. So it's funny because a lot of people obviously are claiming that they just know this is the bear market, that they know it's over. This is it. Pack it up. I mean, we don't know either, but we're betting more on the network effect and the growth rate of crypto being one of the biggest things that is going to kind of overtake the financial world. And so this is kind of my way of every day. I don't fail every day, but I do. I mean, I guess I fail at some things, because we're not perfect. So every day I fail, but every day I try again. So that's our motto. And I said there's bears everywhere. Andrew Tate thinks that Bitcoin is going to go to $26,000. I said, no one needs to be longing or shorting anything right now. You just need to be buying spot and not listening to anyone, not even me. Don't even listen to what I just said. And so this is a really good point to think of too, because we're all talking about stablecoins, the stablecoin super cycle. So stablecoins expected to exceed 3 trillion in the next year. And the total market cap of crypto is at 3.3 trillion right now. So I said, please stop being bearish, because that is a crazy statement. Because where are all those stables going to be minted? Well, we think one of those chains is going to be TON. We think it's going to be Polygon. We think it's going to be Arbitrum. We think it's going to be all of these chains right here, like that, like Mantle, Aptos, Plasma, Avalanche, Polygon, Base, Solana, Binance Smart Chain, Tron, Ethereum. Like, it's pretty simple now here. And then you got XRPL with their RLUSD. Then they got the ETF. I mean, XRP's coming back up as I smell it. I posted about it the other day. I said, I smell an XRP pump coming. I can just smell it. Like right now it looks bad. Everything looks really bad right now. But when it's in extreme fear, okay? When we are in absolute extreme fear, it's go time. Millionaires are made in the bear market. They're not made in the bull market. That's where people get wrecked, is in the bull market. Because remember, only like 10% come out alive in the bull market. Because most get excited and start wanting to buy when it's here. When everything looks good. But that's where you need to be getting worried and hedging and selling. So the fact that we're down here I'm happy. I'm not even worried. Because the longer that you're in this market, you start to really learn a few things. You start to realize that, wow, all I had to do was just buy all down in the fear when everything was looking like absolute trash, and it's always recovered into extreme greed. It could be as simple as that, but because we have so many things that are distracting us from the ultimate goal, which is to just have patience. It says it up on the top here. Patience, my friend. Because that's ultimately what's going to make us millionaires. It's not trying to time things. It's not trying to be a trader. It's not convincing yourself you need to quit your job because you made a couple good trades and now you're a leverage trader. Don't do that. Yeah, there's really nothing to worry about. I think everything is like a perfect setup right now. But yeah, I said I feel this strings XRP pump coming. I have no idea why. Well, I do know why. I own 0 XRP, but I smell it. But when I think about the ETFs are a modality to have tax-deferred crypto exposure. When you hold crypto in a decentralized manner, it's up to you to be able to do your taxes properly and do all that stuff. Because look, we're still in America. We have the IRS. Like crypto taxes are still a thing. You have to still pay taxes on your income tax. And so think about XRP and Ethereum and Bitcoin and Solana. There's thousands and thousands of people that are not going to ever do what we're doing. They're not going to go on a wallet. They're not going to download the Phantom wallet. They're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. There's going to be thousands and thousands of people that will never do that. But those people have legacy accounts that now can get exposure into the ETFs. So this is how you have to think about what's the value proposition for holding these altcoins, like how we're holding them, is that, well, they'll just pump and we hold them directly. But if you want to get exposure or onboard retail to start to think about crypto in this way, this is the easiest way we could onboard them. Just be like, hey, do you realize Trump made an executive order to enable 401ks to get exposure into crypto through the modality of the ETFs? And so this over time, you got to think about like 5-10 years down the line. And then all these things have staking with them too. So it's like, oh my gosh, how are you guys so bearish? Why are you so bearish? You're so bearish at the time where you should be the most bullish. Like, I'm so pissed right now that I don't have like dry powder at the wazoo to be buying this dip. I'm about to sell my second car. Like, that's how I'm just like, what is going on here? So right now we need to be eyeing these coins, these altcoins that are having an ETF coming down the pipe and already have ETFs. So Solana, XRP, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Cardano, AVAX, Hedera, BNB, Polkadot, Chainlink, Aptos, Stellar. Some of these I don't like. I'm not paying attention to BNB. Polkadot's been very underperforming. Chainlink is kind of like, but the tech is there. Aptos is kind of like a sleeper. Stellar Lumens is also a sleeper, but it's also a dinosaur. So we've been seeing the dinosaur coins pump. Remember, recently, Stellar was one of those that did pump of the dinosaur coins. Hedera has an ETF coming. Avalanche is looking really good. Cardano, I'm kind of like still on the fence with. Dogecoin, always like Dogecoin. Litecoin, love Litecoin. I think Litecoin is going to get a lot of ETF attention. And then the same with XRP. And I feel like the same with Solana. But then each of these ecosystems have a bunch of different things going on with them that I think you could bet on. And so my whole thing is like, I think that retail and like boomer money is going to come in through the ETFs. And then if they can get, good generating yield, I think that if the financial advisors and the Fidelities and the, all these different companies are going to incentivize for getting exposure into the ETFs. It's definitely a big possibility. It's not like 100% guaranteed, but John thinks, he's like, please, it is over. Bear market, smash the like. Guys, sorry, I'm so sniffly. It's ridiculous. I don't have any tissues either. I'm gonna have to go get a tissue. I'm dying over here. Like I said, I'm allergic to the bears. I'll be back in just a second. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Yeah. I can't, like, I don't even care if I have allergies right now. This is part of my damn job. So I'm coming here. I don't care if I'm sneezing or flying snot everywhere. Here to make sure you guys aren't gonna quit. Ugh. Massively allergic to the bearishness right now in the market. Check 1 2. All right. I think we're holy moly. All right, so let's look at the dollar. The dollar is still just like, it's in that spot, like, oh my gosh. So the correlation with the dollar, guys, if you look at the dollar, and we've shown you some areas where this is, unless we're here, we're not here yet. So remember, we've only had our altcoin seasons and our bull markets when the dollar was down here. Okay, so you always have to watch the Dixie, the dollar. And when the dollar is up too high, that's when things are not looking too great. So we need the dollar to be down here. We need the dollar to be down here. And that's when I think it's going to be go time. So the fact that we're still here, in the same spot where Bitcoin basically went into the toilet, I would be worried. The only way I think we're going to be in a bear market is if the dollar goes like this. If people started just offloading into cash and we spiked, I would then think we are in a bear market. I would think we're in a bear market if the dollar all of a sudden just like spiked into this area going into the first quarter of 2026. Then yeah, then yes, from here to whatever the point of where we recover would be the bear market. 100%. I could feel that. I would then I would be like, okay. But my indication is that we haven't topped up in the BTC ratio for the main alts. So if you go to the main alts and you go to ETH BTC, we haven't topped yet. We haven't gotten to the part of 2017 or 2021 bull markets. Haven't even gotten close. Same with Sol BTC. Haven't even gotten close. XRP BTC. Haven't gotten close. ADA BTC. Not even close. Link BTC. This has been in a freaking descending wedge for forever. But I think eventually it should find its bottom, and then we'll see something like this. We'll see. We go back and touch that. Look, others BTC. Others BTC is not even near. Look at this. It's not even close. Not even close, guys. It's not even close. AVAX BTC. Not even close. Not even close. It's not even freaking close at all. Go pull the fib. Pull the fib from the high to the low, and you haven't even hit. I mean, we're just not even close. Then the Litecoin BTC ratio, that one might be the worst one, but that one I think will have some hope. We'll see. This one is the worst one. The Doge BTC ratio, though, this one will make you so bullish. Look at how bullish this one is. The Doge BTC ratio hasn't even come close to popping and hitting that trend of where we think it's going to go. So come on, guys. Let's go. We don't need that many indicators to realize when we have topped out or when we're in a bull or bear market. There's really not that many you need to look at. Just look at all these BTC ratios to the alts. Then you could look at others BTC. You could look at the dominance. Total 3. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay, my friends. All right, let's see. Yeah, 0 to $5. Yeah, I mean, look, if privacy coins are pumping so hard, I'd bet that the people that are doing some new tech privacy stuff and they start to hit the timeline and really do it right, how could those things not go to 500 million? And we saw that AI trash garbage, AI slop on Solana go. Some of these were doing nothing. It was just a picture with some narrative on it. And those things went to $200, $300 million. The liquidity was garbage. So let's be honest, like, even though these tokens went to $500 million, the liquidity only led for 15% or 20% of the people to actually make money on those things, by the way. So remember, the liquidity is the bank. And if there's no bank and people bank run it, token go down, rug, looks like garbage, won't come back unless liquidity is added and locked to the millions and millions. It's the only way a chart will actually survive. And even then, it's not guaranteed. So it's tricky, guys. It's tricky. It's not easy. It's not easy playing the most volatile ecosystem in the world right now. But when you are becoming an early investor in it and you're just buying and you're just spot buying, you only lose when you sell at a loss. You only lose when you sell at a loss, but when you're leverage trading and you're always constantly looking at the short-term time frames, you're constantly winning and losing, winning, losing, winning, losing. But if you just know that crypto has a long-term prospect, then you're always winning in your mind. You're like, I'm good. I'm chilling. Like you could just be like the Zen monk instead of the wild monkey. But Richard Hart is like just missing the boat. He keeps thinking he's like, what's the target market? Is everyone the target market? What should I do with all of this money that I took from everyone? And I'm like, sir, TV commercial. You need you need boomer money, not Zoomer money. You don't need Jeep money. You don't need like, oh, let me like, you know, be in here for 3 months and be in and out. You need boomer hold and boomer haven. Okay. You know where that is? The TV. You know where that is? In the homes, in the people that have cable TV. Most people now are actually getting away from streaming because they're getting microcharged for everything. You know, they could just like, and look at what DirecTV even just said. They're like, look, DirecTV, you could actually go back to satellite, just like actual, just like antenna TV, because you're not getting microcharged. Yeah, there's commercials, but then you could just pick what you want to watch and you just have regular TV programming. People are actually going back to that because they're tired of getting charged $15, $20, $25 for every single other, you know, service. And they make you think that that's what everyone is doing, but the majority, the majority, not the majority of people that are in the United States are actually watching TV. So if you do what Coca-Cola does or Walmart or all these big companies, the big pharma companies, why do you think they make trillions of dollars? What do? They spend millions of dollars for TV commercials to sell to old people sitting on the couch. Do you get it now? So it's like, I've been talking about this for freaking years, that crypto has a terrible PR. They have no idea what they're doing. They think they can just advertise on crypto Twitter. It's an echo chamber. You want retail to really come in? Give them a commercial that they'll see 20 times a day. That's how you do it. Richard Hart, I'm telling, dude, just fund a commercial. I got connections. Fund a commercial. I got connections. Hit me up. Stop with the nonsense. Let's go. You want to onboard people? Coinbase? What the hell are you guys doing? It's not, you're spending millions of dollars on a Super Bowl commercial that no one's going to see. No one even, you see it one time. That's not how it works. You have to see something 100 times before someone goes, oh, I might think about that. That's how marketing works. That's how marketing works. No one's going to do shit if they've only seen it one time. It's out of their mind. You have to see it 1,000,000 times to the point where if it doesn't matter that this thing is bad for you, you're going to drink a Coke probably a couple times. You've probably had a Coke. You recognize that logo of Coca-Cola because they put TV commercials across, spent billions of dollars. So crypto's always had a massive problem in a bad advertising, and they're not doing it properly. So shit. I'm telling you, this is how I'm going to make millions. This is how I'm going to make millions. It ain't going to be from it might be from investing in crypto, but it actually might be to get these freaking companies to start doing stuff right. They want retail so bad, but then they don't do the most basic advertising campaign, a commercial on TV. Oh my God. You don't have to freaking reinvent the wheel. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, my friends. It's not that, it could be that easy. It could be that easy. Oh, thousands and thousands of old people sitting on the couch watching TV. They see this commercial millions of times. Then they end up calling their nephew. What is this Coinbase I keep seeing on the television, Jimmy? Can you help me set that up? I need help setting that up. I have thousands of dollars in my 401k Boomer account, and I've been told that if I diversify through this commercial, what do I do? No, it's like all these companies are like advertising it on X, where it's an echo chamber of a bunch of crypto bros that think the market is over, and you should only be in crypto for 4 months. And you got all these profile pictures telling you that, yep, I wanted to be out of crypto and quit forever this cycle. I'm like, You're a pansy. Get off my timeline. What do you mean you're going to quit this cycle? Oh, and then you're just going to retire next year, not work a job, what, and then die? These people are just talking stupid stuff constantly. What do you mean? Oh, and you're just not going to work on anything? You're just going to be in Thailand on an island? And you're 25? Idiots. No, you got to have purpose. You got to work. You got to do something. What do you mean retire? What, just you for the next 2 weeks? Cool. No, retire your bloodline. You got to keep working. People, it's so ridiculous. Time to lock in, guys. Come on, let's go. Time to lock in. People are crazy on this app. Funny enough, I even say it. Richard Hart might be the smartest one on this timeline right now. Oh my gosh. And people get so mad. They get so mad. But people are probably so bearish right now. They're probably checking their charts. They're probably checking everything, and they're like, they're like, what is even going on right now? I get it. It's okay. It's okay. Look, AVAX is $15. I mean, Polygon 16 cents. I mean, this is disgustingly cheap stuff. Do you believe in crypto? You're bullish crypto? Here's your chance. Yeah, it's just like the whole timeline's coming on here trying to convince you that you shouldn't be bullish. The biggest financial switchover in history. I'm telling you, this is where millionaires are going to be made, is people buying this stuff right now. Buying the fear. Buying the fear. Buy the crap out of the freaking blood and the fear. Let's see. I'm going to go to my default watch list. Let's see the default watch list. Let's see what's going on. Default watch list by market cap. Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, Solana, Dogecoin, Chainlink. We got AVAX, SHIB, TON. I think TON's gonna have like a comeback. I feel it. I don't think Pavel Durov. He's gonna do something. They're gonna launch something. You gotta remember, like, you could literally just, like, you have a wallet on your Telegram app native. You can set it up super easy and hold USDT in there, and stable coins, and the TON coin itself, Resistance Dog, all the memes that are on there, Not Coin. And then you can send those coins directly to people, just like without having to send a seed for, or, you know, your address. You just, like, if you have someone's Telegram, you know, at name, you can just send money to them. Do you realize how, like, do you get what that is? So yeah, TON I think is a sleeper. I still think TON's a sleeper. Uniswap is still, I think, a great DEX for Ethereum, and it's also multi-chain. I think it could have a pretty decent comeback. I think Crow's going to do well. I think Crow can go to $1. Don't know when it's going to happen, but I got to hold long term to see. You only lose when you sell at a loss. Near Protocol is pretty cool. If you like Solana, I think Near Protocol is kind of like a Solana. Aptos, I remember Aptos, like I said, is one of those that is getting a lot of stablecoin minting. Aptos, I think, also, if I remember, is Facebook devs. So like Facebook people and Aptos, right? Was it Aptos or I can't remember. It was either Aptos or I can't remember which one had the Facebook people. Pepe, still bullish Pepe. How am I feeling? I'm feeling really awful, if I'm not gonna lie. In terms of allergies, I can't stand this. It drives me crazy. But it's my own fault. It's my own fault. I have 2 triggers. If I drink beer or like a high yeasty kind of beer or something like that, it just totally like inflames me. And then if I eat ice cream like before I go to bed, like a sugary ice cream, milk, like a not like an actual dairy one, it just destroys me. And I end up getting inflamed. I get triggered with my allergies, and it's just so annoying. So it's my own fault. My own stupid fault. Thank you. But I said I'm not gonna not come live stream today. I still need to live stream. But yeah, Sui also too. Yeah, Sui is really kind of an is very much up and coming. A lot of treasury, a lot of early investors in Sui. There's some big wigs in Sui. Sui. Oh, Sui is the Facebook one. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Now okay, yes. That is Sui. Sui's got the Facebook people. I couldn't remember. Render is cool. Render is like a sleeper in terms of GPU sharing and being able to just like do some really cool stuff. I don't have me to explain the tech, but all I know is that you can hold Render on a bunch of different networks like Polygon, and so same like with Chainlink. Like Chainlink is such a liquid coin in a bunch of different chains. So like you can hold Chainlink on Ethereum, you can hold it on Polygon, you can hold it in a lot of different spots. Immutable X, I'm really bullish on. I think this coin is going to pop whenever we get into a gaming bull run. This thing is going to pop. I'm still bullish Floki. I like Floki as the dog coins. Like I like SHIB, Floki, Doge, just like the classics. I still think this the metaverse tokens are going to be really strong, like Sand and Mana. Funny enough, a lot of people still hold Mana and Sand, and they just are holding these dinosaur bags like in their wallets, hoping for another metaverse pump. So I like that. That's the coins you want to be holding, are things that people are like they're still just holding it, thinking that it's going to potentially come back. And then we mentioned before, Radium, Orca, and anything that is going to be a DEX or a swap or whatever is having liquidity pool set up on Solana, those tokens I believe are going to pump. Let's see. Dude, it makes me mad because like if I had more capital right now to deploy, I'd be buying so much crypto right now. It'd be insane. I mean, I would be scooping up. I would be literally buying tons of Brett, tons of Radium, tons of Mana, Sandbox, Floki. I'd be buying Immutable X. I'd be buying Bonk, Render, Arbitrum, Pepe, Near Protocol, Crow, Uniswap. I'll buy some SHIB. I'll get some AVAX, Chainlink, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I would be buying thousands of dollars of this stuff right now, but I am unable to right this second. But I would just be buying all of this. I'd be a madman. Orca is one of those. Look, I was just talking about one of the Telegram Ton ecosystem thing, Notcoin. That was actually the first coin to launch on Ton, or around that time. Around the time of the Ton launch, this was one of the flagship coins, was not. Illuvium was a super bullish 3-game part ecosystem token and coin that did really well. It freaking went up to like a $1,200. Billions of dollars valuation. This thing crushed it. Audio, if you guys remember Audius, this is basically Spotify on the blockchain. I think this thing still has a chance, but just more people need to know about it. I have all of my, if you go on Audius right now and type in Constant Swimmer, I got all my stuff on there. Check it out. Look, Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu, favorite meme. Proppy, look, the proposition of property in real estate contracts being through the blockchain is a freaking no-brainer. Proppy, I would buy some of that. Vulcan Forge, I think, is an undervalued crypto gaming ecosystem. Coin. Oh, what else? Zera, we talked about Zera. Zeus Network, I think it's got something going on with it, with the ZBTC and the Bitcoin on Solana, but it's just taken a little, it's taken a hit really hard, because during the peak of the Trump pump, this thing was at $1. Now it's at 3 cents. So it kind of got cooked. Wojak is my my third favorite meme, along with Pepe and Ticker Bitcoin. So I like Ticker Bitcoin, Wojak, Pepe. Nakamoto Games actually just released a very functional mobile app. I was surprised. I was usually skeptical about this stuff, but I will give it to Nakamoto Games for releasing a Google Play and App Store app that is functional, that signs in with your account with an email and does blockchain transactions in the background while you're playing on mobile. It's actually really good. Check it out, guys. I'm probably going to have some kind of referral or referral link for you guys to download it and check it out, because I was actually very surprised. It's like, this works really cool. And if people are into playing mini games on their phone when they're bored, this is another no-brainer. They're mainly kind of affiliated in Asian countries and the Eastern countries and Europe, I think Brazil, Australia, Aussies. So all you Aussies, you can get into this. So yeah, I was actually really surprised. I was playing it and testing it out yesterday, and the games are kind of fun. Some of them are kind of but it's just fun to test out. All right, well, that's kind of just like a flash blast of alts and things that I'm interested in my little watch list here. And then my portfolio, kind of very similar, like Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, Crow, Ticker Bitcoin, Polygon, AVAX, Pepe, Arbitrum, Wojak, Dogecoin, Immutable X, Orca, Medieval Empires, Brett, Nakamoto Games. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm dying over here. Got so much itchy. Blech. Chart the USS unstable coin. Yeah, let's chart unstable coin. Yeah, basically the Solana coins, in terms of the ecosystem here, is USDUC is the unstable coin. Is that in the list here? Unstable coin. Where is that? Oh. It's worse. Yeah, where is unstable coin? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, this thing was created 5 months ago. It has $307,000 of liquidity, but market cap's 9 mil. There's 12,000 holders. This thing in May got up to 68 mil. It tried to test back. It tried to test on a dip back to support here. You can see like it dipped right back down into this support. Like it had a pump here, nice break to all-time high, testing that trend. And then it established basically some areas of support here, kind of right here as well. Now you have clear established resistance points through the chart. So it'd be an obvious test back up to some of that resistance, which would be here. And you're basically buying around the bottom, but still have a potential where this thing could kind of get cooked. But it fell pretty bad. I mean, that's got, you know, it's a nasty drop. So this is one of those where it's like, it is a gamble. This thing it was a CTO, community claimed ownership of this token on June. So May and then June. So usually it's like someone launches it, dev sells out, then they do a CTO, and then they CTO it and run it. So it's always like, oh, cool, a CTO, cool. That means you're going to run it up and then sell off, you assholes. CTO? Oh, that's what the CTO is? Oh, a community takeover means you're just going to bot it and snipe it into the ground and then... What a community. Yeah, I don't know if CTO really is a good thing. But it's funny though, because if you think about it, I didn't know this, but if you know your history, I learned about Floki. Floki was one of the biggest CTOs in crypto history. So if Floki can you know, do a type of CTO like it did, let's see. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Thanks for entertaining me today, humoring me today with the allergies. I apologize for all the sniffles and the snot. But yeah, guys, just make sure you're checking out, keeping your eyes on like the XRP ETF stuff. Keep your eyes on any of the Senate discussions with the we got market structure bills coming in. We got the CFTC is going to be the authority overseeing spot trading for digital assets, and it was the SEC. This is pretty. Winklevoss Capital is back into Zcash Treasury. Remember, JP Morgan has officially rolled out its USD dominated deposit token, a JPMD. Can't beat them, join them. Spot Solana ETFs recorded 10 consecutive days of net inflows, while all the other ETFs right now are getting outflows. Shows you what's kind of switching over here. And then look, got companies, crypto companies having IPOs. Hardware wallet company Ledger is weighing in a New York IPO, and Ripple is having an IPO too. So yeah, no reason to be bearish. But guys, make sure you check out all the links in the description. If you want to book a one-on-one with me, you can book it with this link here. Oh, what just happened? There we go. You can book it with my Calendly. All you have to do is click on the link tree and then book a one-on-one. And you can see if you just want to just have like a 30-minute little session, we can do so. But then also if you just want to talk to me about maybe a business proposition or something, or you want to book a wallet consulting session where I just kind of like help you track all your wallets, help you with possibly allocating diversification. Like, I'm not a financial advisor, but I can consult you. So check it out. Check it out if you'd like to book a session. And then, yeah, as you can see, we don't promote any exchanges. We're not promoting any exchange links or getting you to try to trade or leverage trade or anything like that. We've absolved all of those. And we just want you to check out MetaMask. MetaMask rewards. If you haven't signed up with that, check that out. Link is right here. And then you literally get rewarded for doing all the things that you normally would be doing inside of the wallet, like swapping, sending transactions, bridging, whatever it is, you get points for it. And if you sign up with my link, you get extra points. So make sure you check that out. All right, guys, have a good rest of the day. Have a good weekend. And don't be surprised if you end up seeing Bitcoin going to like $92,000, okay? And then quickly spiking from there. So just don't freak out. All right. Peace out.